It's time now to open the National Gold and Silver Refinery's Rich's treasure chest. Fans remember Rich as the third base coach, but he first began his coaching career with the Pirates as the bullpen coach, and that's where we go, to the bullpen for this edition of Rich's treasure chest with broadcaster and former Bucco pitcher Bob Walk.
Walkie, we're going to dive into my treasure chest here, and Don has a couple of really pertinent questions for you.
Well, treasure chest, what, has a World Series ring in it? It's got a WBC gold medal.
Yeah, I got some, but I got better things than that in there too.
Oh, I know, and there's a story we want to ask you about. We did you ever last time, and
yep.
This one might be. I think Rich Donnelly might. Yeah, I did find out last time, Walkie, you got blamed for a lot of stuff that wasn't your fault. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Rich is telling me there's a fight in the bullpen one time, and it was your fault, but he got involved. You recall that story?
Yeah, I remember it, but I don't remember being involved at all. So,
you were my tag team partner. What do you mean? You were my tag team partner.
There was two guys. One guy did nothing. Right? Am I right? One guy just
Smiley had him in a chokehold, I think, for about an hour. Yeah.
While you pile drive the other guy into the turf.
Oh, wait a minute. Now we're pile driving people.
Oh yeah, it looked like a WWE wrestling move. He picked him up and just shoved him head first right down into the turf. I think he was a little messed up, I believe, if that was the way it went.
Walkie thought I was a nice guy.
I'm really.
Oh, yeah. Richie's quiet, never bothers anybody, and these two guys just come walking into the bullpen. Now, who thinks they can just walk in the bullpen? I have no idea where they came from. They walked right by our bench, and we're all looking at each other like, who are these two guys? And then they walked up and they put their arms on the fence. You remember Three Rivers, that little fence, short fence down there? And started like watching a game from the bullpen. So, Richie went over and said, hey, you guys, I don't know where you came from, but get the hell out of here. And one of them said something very unkind back. I won't say what it was, but
yes, he did.
In most instances, this is going to be fighting words. And in this instance, it certainly was. And so Richie went over there and started beating this guy's ass. And eventually, fans saw what was going on, and security came down. I think a couple of cops might have came down, hauled these guys off. Richie, did you like hurt your finger or something? There was something going on with your hand.
My thumb.
Broke your thumb. I remember there was something happening.
He told me to. He told me to do something to myself, and
right,
it was a bad word. And all I remember, I picked him up by his neck. And the next thing I knew, I was on the ground. And the only words I heard two things. You kept saying, Richie, stop, you're going to kill him. And then I heard Smiley had the guy in the chokehold, and he was going, and then, but I don't think you know what happened the next day.
You got a phone call from
I got a phone call, and then Hump told me to come down to. He says, come here, the guy that you beat up, his father wants to talk to you. And I went, oh, brother.
And he's a policeman.
He was a policeman. And he came in, he walked over and he shook my hand. He says, I just want to tell you, my son has a broken collarbone, and I want to thank you so much for beating the hell out of him. He needed it. And I went, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. But
you don't get a broken collarbone without somebody pile driving you down.
Well, the reason I did it, because I had two tag team partners. I had you and Smiles there, and Smiles had the one guy, and with you two there, well, they weren't going to do anything. And the thing I do remember, it's funny how I remember stuff. While I was hitting him for about the 30th time, Chico was at second base, and he was going. It was one of those April games where there was nobody there, and you could hear all over the stadium.
Yeah.
And Chico was screaming, "Get him, Richie! Kill him, Richie! Punch him, Richie!" And that's all I remember.
Yeah, that's definitely Chico. That's for sure.
But it wasn't Bob Walk's fault.
No, those guys come walking in there.
I wouldn't have felt. I felt he was like my tag team partner. I could have tagged out if the guy would have hit me or something. But the guy
I may have said something like.
I may have said
like, who are these guys, or what are they doing? I might have threw a little log on the fire, but I didn't really do anything.
Well, we established that it wasn't Bob's fault. Do you have gold or unwanted jewelry? Now is the time to sell. Due to popular demand, the National Gold and Silver Refinery at the Holiday Inn in Weirton, West Virginia has expanded hours, open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Fridays until 4 p.m. With gold trading around $5,000 an ounce, now is the time to sell.